mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, friends for life. We won't live in the past. We're making it alive.
It's time for another conversation. Welcome to Make It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. This time around, I'm with Dr. Floyd Spence. He's based in Canada, I believe, and he's a high performance motivational speaker. Welcome, Floyd.
Thank you, Noreen. I am delighted, honored to be on your podcast today.
Okay. Now, I've heard a lot of different labels in terms of coaches, but what do you mean by a high performance coach?
Well, a high performance coach is really a subset of life coach. So,
Okay.
a high performance coach, in essence, helps people to be the best at what they do.
Okay, okay. And this is in the workspace or just right across the board?
Right across the board, whatever profession you're in, a high
Okay.
performance coach will help you to improve your performance by helping you to train your mind, train your craft, train your body. Those are the three main areas that we focus on, helping people to ensure that they're getting enough sleep, that they're eating properly,
Okay.
they're exercising, they're making sure they're getting better at their craft, whatever career or profession they're involved in. And above and beyond those two, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that the mind is being trained at, because you may have a strong body, you may be equipped with the tools, but if you have a limiting belief, you're not going anywhere. It's over.
Which is a nice segue into what we're going to be talking about, which is how to develop a growth mindset. How do we do that?
Yeah, well, the concept of mindset is a set of beliefs that we hold that really shape the way how we view the world and ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
A growth mindset is about one's abilities and intelligence and our view that these things can be developed through effort. On the other hand, a fixed
Mm-hmm.
mindset says our abilities cannot be developed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think that you are not smart, the fixed mindset says, there's nothing I can do about it. The growth mindset says, listen, if you have the right tools, you can learn and you can grow and you can improve. You can be better, you can be more, you can do more, you can achieve more, if you will. That's in essence what it means by a growth mindset. Now, how does one develop a growth mindset? I hear you
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
There are five things you can do.
Okay.
The first thing you can do is to embrace challenges. You want to see your challenges as stepping stones because in every adversity, there's an equal opportunity. And life is not just happening to you, it's happening for you.
Mm,
So if you take a
mm.
look, it's perspective. If you take a look at what's happening to you, it may just be happening for you.
Before you go on to the second one, though, Floyd, somebody's going to listen or watch it and say, it's easy for him to say, but how can you then really embrace challenging it, especially sometimes when some of these challenges you literally have no control over them, just external forces that impact on how you produce, how you relate to people? Yes. What's your
Well,
response to that?
a great question. Life is 90% what happens. Well, 10% of what happens to you, pardon me, and 90% how
Mm-hmm.
you respond to it.
Okay.
So whatever comes your way, it's important for us to understand that we don't have control over a lot of things. The one
Mm-hmm.
thing we have control
True.
over is how we respond to what's happening to us.
Mm. True.
So if we
True.
see the things that are happening to us as challenges and we ask ourselves and we get curious and we ask ourselves, how can I use this challenge to be better? If it's a challenge with school, what can I do?
Mm.
Who do I know that I can leverage to be better? If it's a job performance that is challenging you, how can I really navigate my way around that? Are there resources? Is there someone I can tap
Mm.
into as a mentor, as a
Yeah.
coach to get
Fair
me
enough.
through that? And let us grow through it as we go through it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So they said embrace challenges. What's the next
Embrace
one?
challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate progress, not perfection.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Easier said than done, but let me hear you
I
unpack this.
yeah. Now, there's no such thing as perfection. We will never be perfect at anything. Mastery is the work of a lifetime. We're always
True.
growing
That's
as human
true.
beings. So, what we want to know is that today we are better off than we were yesterday. We're better off this month than we were last month. We're better off this year than we were last year. So, embrace the fact that you are growing. You may make 5 steps forward
Mm-hmm.
and 2 steps backward. You do the math, the arithmetic says you've
Mm.
grown. Celebrate that.
Yeah.
So, my name is Floyd Spence, and I'm a high performance coach and speaker. I use the power of the mind to help people become the best at what they do. And I'm honored to be on the Making It Last podcast today as we talk about how to develop a growth mindset. We're going to take a break as we get a word from our partners. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I recently have been coached by the great Miss Noreen Daly.
This woman has been full of moments of, I see your potential and I see your dreams that you're afraid to dream. So let's get there and let's do it.
Noreen was the one who recognized my flaw, but she didn't leave it there. She led me along the journey of developing my communication skills.
She was able to point out some of my weaknesses that I didn't yet notice.
She exposed me to so many fundamental pillars of communication.
I pray that you have people in your life who are as supportive as she is, who are as much of a gift as she is.
And I 100% recommend Miss Noreen Daly as your coach.
The truth is, I am who I am today because of Noreen's coaching.
Find her. Seriously, find her.
Services include communications consultancy, one-on-one coaching, public speaking and debate training, leadership and team building sessions, plus much more. Visit noreendaily.com for more info. Noreen Daily, redefining the way you communicate.
Langdo Language Institute was created to meet your language and communication needs. All of our packages were created just for you. We are passionate about language and dedicated to your success. We offer the CSEC English program, the Study Buddy program, the Get Ahead with English program, and the Business Communication program. Contact us at 767-285-0938 or email us at landolanguage@gmail.com, because the real question is, how can we help you?
You can't live your best life without a healthy immune system. Boost your immune system the delicious way with Zappy's organic juices and punches. Made from local produce with zero added sugar, our juices cleanse and revitalize your body as they boost your natural immunity. Try our delicious flavors: Beat It, Berry Bomb, Get Fresh, Ton Up, and Island Splash. Find us on Instagram at Zappy's Organics, or call or send a WhatsApp message at 1-876-779-8910 to order today. That's 1-876-779-8910. Zappy's Organic Juices and Punches. Live your best life today.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3.
Prioritize learning. Now, it's always important for us to recognize that we are on a growth journey and ensure that we're growing whether it's in career, personal life or professional life. We must prioritize it. We must deliberate about growing on a personal and a professional level.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge keeps changing. The world
True.
keeps changing. And if you're not learning and upgrading yourself, you'll be left behind.
Yep, that is so true. Especially, because I'm an educator, as you know, that is so, so
Yeah.
true. Number
Yeah.
4.
Number 4, stay curious. Now, there are a lot of times people get frustrated when they're encountering challenges. And I've always said to my clients and to people when I speak to them to exchange frustration for curiosity. If you take a look at little children when they're solving their puzzles or they're sitting on the floor trying to work things out, they're getting curious. They're thinking, okay, this is happening, that is happening. How can I solve the problem? In other words, not what's wrong, what's missing. There's an ingredient missing why the cake isn't tasting the way it's supposed to taste. There's nothing really wrong with the cake. Something is missing. Let me get curious. Be like a scientist in the lab. And let me examine this. Let me explore. And so curiosity is a very, very critical piece. A lot of people give up on curiosity as they get older, but that childlike curiosity needs to be in place as long as we are human beings.
I'm glad that you literally just said that childlike curiosity. What do you think causes us to lose that, though?
Oh, a lot of times society on a whole, there's this whole idea of nature, nurture. Nurture is a very powerful force. And some instances, schools have a way of teaching us that there's only 1 or 2 ways to do something, or else you won't get the A. Our parents have a way of shutting us down when we say, oh, I want to be prime minister or president. I want to be a doctor. I want to be this, or an astronaut or something. And they will tell you, no, you can't do that. Or you're trying to do something that is extraordinary, and they will tell you, be careful, you'll fall. Now, once you start hearing that, they're programming the subconscious mind, which accounts for 95% of your mind's capacity. Now, the subconscious mind is on autopilot, and now it's hearing, be careful.
Yeah.
So we kill curiosity in the process.
Yeah. And number 5.
Surround yourself with other growth-minded people. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. My mother always tells me, birds of a feather
flock together.
They flock together. Negativity is contagious. For every 1 negative, you need 5 positive to neutralize it. So if you have people in your orbit, in your network, who are constantly telling you you can't, sooner or later, you're going to believe
it. Yep.
So make sure if you want to go far, you want to hang around with people who are of the same mindset as you are. Those are my 5 ways of developing that growth mindset.
How then do you think this can, I'm going to do the negative first, then we end with the positive. How then do you think this growth mindset can actually negatively impact your relationships?
Well, if the only way I see, I'm not saying they're not other ways, but the only way I perceive this is if the growth mindset person starts to see himself or herself as better than the other person in the relationship. So sometimes some of us can run a little faster than the other, and we become frustrated with the other person that we have to cut our pace to keep up with them.
Okay.
So we also have to be mindful that there are other people who are not at the same level as we are, but as long as they have the capacity, the potential, and the desire to grow, then that's good. Potential is critical, but if the person is not interested in growing, even in relationship, you have to change your response to how you deal with those people.
True. So how then can it positively impact our relationships, this growth mindset?
Growth mindset is really a game changer because it says to you, based on your perspective and your worldview, that irrespective of what's happening in this relationship, it can get better. If we have the right tools, if we talk to the right people, if we have the right resources, if we have the right attitude, we can change our altitude.
That was my final question, but I had actually made a notation from you said it initially. You just said it again. The right tools. Is there in your thinking, do you think in some way that's relative? How do you determine what are the right tools?
That's a great question. Now, you don't expect a surgeon to be working with a pencil.
Okay.
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 Now, if you want to work on your relationship, don't just talk to your friends. Talk to an expert, somebody who has studied, somebody who has the skills and the abilities to help get you out of that rut that you're in. If you need to change your life and improve your life, don't just talk to any and anybody. Find somebody who's doing the thing that you want to do and leverage their resources and their mind as well. That's what I mean by finding the right tools.
Okay.
Not any tool can do the job.
Okay, true. That is so true. As we're wrapping up, though, any final words? If for all of what you said, it literally just like flew over somebody's head. What's the one idea you'd say? Hey, if you get nothing else, this is the crux of the matter. What is that?
Mindset is everything. The way you think, whether you think you can or you can't, you're usually right, Henry Ford said. And I want people to know that the possibilities are endless. Now, you're talking to somebody who came from very humble beginning. Parents couldn't read or write. We came up very poor, living in the eastern side of Jamaica. I had to do my English exam twice in high school. I repeated the 10th grade. I got expelled once, kicked out of high school 3 times, but I shifted my thinking because I had limiting beliefs because I thought because of where I came from that was fixed and I could not change and become any better than that. But I shifted my thinking from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset to say I can become who I want to become and I'm going to become that person. And here I am today talking with you on this podcast. Isn't that amazing? So folks, listen, don't give up on yourself. If other people give up on you, never give up on yourself. The possibilities, Noreen, are endless.
Thank you so much, Floyd. And thanks for sharing. This was Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. I'm Noreen Daly. Until next time.
Mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, friends for